Okay, so we're going to trace our composition, our cream and our can, and put it on tracing paper so that we can transfer it to our multimedia pad. Now, I just want to talk briefly about getting the can symmetrical. This is really key, and we went over how to do ellipses in drawing one. But one thing that really helps is to draw a center line through your can, okay? Then you can draw horizontal lines that go from peak to peak. Let's say from this point to this point, or this point to this point. And then you can actually enclose your ellipse in a rectangle. And the reason that this helps is because we know that this peak is the chord, if you remember, and section 1 and section 2 are actually equal. So this will help you get your ellipse perfectly symmetrical. And then you can do the same for the upper two ellipses. Okay. Now I'm going to take this off because I've transferred this. I've traced it, I flipped it over, I traced it, and I flipped it over again and traced it onto this sheet, okay? All right, so now I have it transferred. I'm starting to think about the border design that I want, okay? And I'm starting to get into the detail on the can. Now, obviously the can has a curved surface, so if you're going to put the Barbasol on there, the name of it, or the shield that's on there, or the stripes, those are foreshortened as they're turning away on the curve, okay? Now, I didn't have you do it on the tracing paper. I want you to actually sketch those details on your actual sheet, okay? And so what I did is I gave myself guidelines to do the label. I created a vertical line in which I'm going to include my shield, this part, and this label up here, and the beginning of the B, okay? I know the B comes over that line, but it gives me a guideline. And then when I add my stripes, they're going to be curving around my can, okay? And one thing I want to say about the stripes is if we look at the can, there's white on either side of the stripes. Don't worry about the silver line. We're going to have white, red, white. And it's important that you have white bordering the red, because when we go to watercolor it, the red will appear more luminous and more brilliant if it's bordered by white rather than by the black design, okay? Because black absorbs the color. All right. So give yourself guidelines. I gave myself curves for the lettering and the shield going across, and the same thing with the stripes, curving. And I've also indicated my center line, and also where my form shadow is going to be along my can. I also indicated how that form shadow is going to go around these curves, and also the turn within that flat area, okay? So make sure you add those little details, because when we go to add the black design, we really want that sense of interlocking black versus white. And last but not least is, after you've got this transferred on your sheet, you're kind of happy with it, you've kind of played with the border, you can start adding your marker to the cream, okay? And in the next lesson, I'll talk about the cream and the can and the black and white design.